So we've got, just to recap, we've got our lists. It might be, you might have list 1, list 2, list 3, list 4, and this can be clients or it can be candidates. So you might have 5 lists of candidates, 5 types of roles. That's really bad writing, isn't it? So what you got, let me try again, is you got your clients or your candidates, and say you could have 5 types of clients, 5 types of candidates, and each one is an Excel sheet. So you might have a list of role 1, role 2, role 3, role 4, role 5, and that's all candidates. Or indeed you could have 5 types of clients, or you could have 10 types or 20 types, up to you. But what we'll do, we're going to take these lists and put them into an automated process. That's automated, RRR. Then we send it, and then we get the inbound. By the way, this isn't using MailChimp, this isn't using anything along those lines. This is using something, a tool, a strategy that works because of 3 reasons. Let me just bring the iPad back. So it works for the following reasons. So RRR works for the following 3 reasons. Number 1, the technology. So this isn't using just a there we go. Isn't using something like a MailChimp or anything like that. This is a tool that what it does, it actually mimics you typing from your own inbox. So imagine you sit there and you type out a message 1-to-1 to 200 candidates or 200 clients. That'll probably take you a day or 2 to do it manually. It actually sends from your inbox, is the first thing. And secondly, it mimics you 1-to-1. So what that means is it gets almost 100% deliverability. That's why the open rates, reply rates we get are 20 to 70, 80%. And there's nothing else that I've seen that performs like this. So the first part is the technology that we use. Second part is the templates. So you can have the best technology in the world. If you haven't got the proven, done for you templates, you're pretty much going to spend all your time almost back to hit and hoping. So what we got is templates that we've tested across 100+ agencies. I'll show you these in a second. So with those results I've just shown you, or mentioned, but I'm going to show you the results in a second. That's actually from agencies as we speak today. And the third part of the process, why it works so well, is tenacity. What does that mean, Andy? It means this. It means the follow-up process, typically for a recruiter, is done manually. This automates the process 100%. So follow-up is done automatically. And so that's why we get such, well, part of the reason we get such huge open and reply rates. So what it really is, RRR is a strategy we've developed with templates and technology and tenacity behind it. Okay? So if you've got any questions on this, do type in the chat box. I know that Yvonne's doing her best to keep up with you. She's actually messaged me to say that she's unable to reply to all of you, so you haven't got a reply just yet. Do hold on there. Okay, so let me bring my iPad over. Let me show what this looks like. So open rate, we got reply rate, which is where the clients and candidates come to us. So what this looks like is the following. If you can imagine, so we got our normally we send out a message, send out an email, or we send out a LinkedIn blast and it hits them once, or we try and chase them on the phone and we hit them once. What we want is a process whereby we automatically have a follow-up process in place. So we set up, all we do is, imagine we got a list of 200 candidates that we want. They've hit our candidate quadrants. That means they hit all the 4 components, got the right skills, the right past company. Upload them, hit send. Hit send. And then what we want is them to come back to us. And those that reply and say, yeah, I'm looking to move in, or yeah, I'm open to speaking, those ones we speak to. The clients come back to us and say, hi Steve, yeah, look, we're hiring in 3 weeks. Those ones we speak to. We don't do a hit and hope. So if you can imagine, we got, so let's say D1, so this goes out on day 1, okay? So message goes out on day 1. Then we got, might be a message goes out. You can set up the space to be every, it could be a day gap, it could be 3 days gap, could be 5 days gap, etc. So let's say day 3, let's say day 6, and let's say day 8. So what we got is different messages. So remember what I mentioned before, the reason why this works is, number one, the technology. It actually mimics you typing from your inbox. So it's not sending through something like MailChimp or GetResponse or Constant Contact. We send out 1,000 at a time. So I know your response rates, your open rates are not 52%. I know your reply rates are not 41%. That's what we expect as an average here. I know that's not. Why? Because we've tested this. That's what we expect. And I'll show you real case studies in a second. So day 1, message 1 goes out. Now, if message 1 isn't replied to from our client candidate, on day 3 they get message 2. Now, if they do reply to message 2, they don't get the next message. And if they reply to message 1, they don't get message 2. If they don't reply to message 2, then they get message 3. If they don't reply to that, they get message 4. Now, if you're thinking, well, that's too much, that's not going to work, my clients and candidates won't like that. Trust me. It's nothing to do with, if you spam people, send them rubbish, then yes. But this isn't about that. What they're doing here is just templates that work. So message 1 is actually a template, which I'm going to take you through in a second. It's anywhere between 3 and 5 paragraphs long. Message 2, message 3, message 4 are literally a couple of sentences. Again, I'll take you through. But the reason why it works, to recap, is the technology. It's actually mimicking what happens in your inbox. So you typing out a message 1 at a time. Secondly, it's the templates that convert at 50, 60, 70%. And it's the tenacity, the follow-up process. So what we got for message 1 as an average, we get a 52% open rate and a 41% reply rate. Now, I can virtually guarantee you don't get those results. Why? Because we tested this on hundreds of agencies. Well, over 100. Next, message 2. So if they don't reply to message 1, they get message 2. Reply rate on that, on average 23% open rate with a 9% reply rate. Message 3, 14% open rate with a 7% reply rate. Message 4, 12% reply rate, so my pen there, and a 4%, sorry, 12% open rate and 4% reply rate. So what we got there is, you can see, of course, the big numbers are going to be on message 1, 42%, 41%. But you can see, if we add up the other numbers, we're still hitting almost half of it again. So the follow-up is key. But the reason why we get such massive numbers on our first part is because the technology is not a one-to-many, send out to 10,000 people at one time. You can upload 500, say, candidates, 200 candidates, and it will literally mimic sending out a message 1 at a time. So send out 1 every minute, 1 every 30 seconds, bang, bang. It will actually mimic that for you. The templates convert, and the automated follow-up ensures you get these replies across message 1, message 2, message 3, message 4. So it's a really cool process. Number 1, you get the list together. Number 2, uploading into